Here's your news for October 9, 2019. We're looking ahead to Friday today as it seems two expected WWE matches are about to be made official. Yesterday, the company announced a press conference at noon Pacific time at the T-Mobile Arena in Los Angeles, where stars like Triple H, Braun Strowman, new WWE Champion Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, Cain Velasquez, Tyson Fury, and Rey Mysterio will appear. As of last week, Lesnar vs. Velasquez and Strowman vs. Fury was reportedly planned for Crown Jewel on October 31st, and it seems this conference will publicly confirm those matches. Velasquez, who has made the jump from UFC, debuting on SmackDown's premiere on Fox, attacking Lesnar just moments after he won the WWE title from Kofi Kingston. A confrontation between Strowman and Fury also took place during the Blue Show, which led to a brawl between the two monsters headlining the latest Monday Night Raw. This press conference will take place shortly before the start of the WWE Draft, though it's possible that the Velasquez-Lesnar bout won't be announced. In his SmackDown debut, fans will have noticed the big knee brace on the former UFC heavyweight champ's leg, and Dave Meltzer noted on Wrestling Observer Radio that the Lesnar match may have to be postponed due to Cain needing knee surgery. They could do Cain at WrestleMania versus Brock Lesnar. You know, do a one and done. Cain gets the surgery and comes back. But if Cain gets the surgery, I'm not sure he's back. If he gets full reconstructive surgery on that knee, let's say he gets it in November, he's missing Mania for sure, not even a chance. Maybe he can get minor surgery and be back, maybe. Given the star power of Velasquez, the WWE would be wise to not force him to compete at Crown Jewel, though the Saudi Arabian deal has led to many matches happening that fans would never have believed. At this point, it seems all WWE can do is wait and see how major of a surgery the former UFC champion needs. From a former UFC heavyweight champ to the reigning Universal Champion, as Seth Rollins hasn't had a great time since Hell in a Cell. Retaining the title in a very controversial way, the fans at the Golden One Center booed the show heavily, demanded a refund, and chanted for AEW. After one fan held a sign saying, "Seth Rollins is not cool," the Beast Slayer went to Twitter to use it as a hashtag in a tweet about surviving and prevailing. While Rollins can talk about surviving and prevailing all he wants, the irony is that the Beast Slayer recently quit Twitter after the site proved to be too much, though not before he criticized Sasha Banks. In a scathing tweet, Rollins called out the boss for, quote, under-delivering and continuing to wonder why she's not in more main events. And given that Sasha's match at Hell in a Cell was one of the best of the night, while Rollins' match ended up a mess, this tweet definitely hasn't aged well. Rollins certainly has had an interesting time trying to win over fans on Twitter, as after calling WWE the best pro wrestling in the world, got into a spat with Will Ospreay that made the Universal Champion look very petty when he compared the pair's bank balances. Clearly, the main event upset a lot of fans, and this was reflected in the Red Brand's viewing figures, as the show averaged 2.33 million viewers, down about 200,000 from last week. While last week's show did do well thanks to the appearance of legends like Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, this sharp drop is likely due to Hell in a Cell. Breaking it down, Hour 1 averaged 2.44 million, which dipped to 2.33 million in Hour 2 before settling in at 2.23 million in Hour 3. Though losing nearly 250,000 viewers from last week's show isn't good in any way, it could have been much worse, so hopefully WWE will have learned their lesson after Hell in a Cell. This week on Raw, the love triangle between Lana, Lashley, and Rusev continued, culminating with a promo where a topless Lana shared a bed with the man who isn't her husband. There was little remorse for the ravishing Russian, as she explained the angle in a backstage video last week and recently tweeted a picture to taunt her estranged husband. In the tweet, Lana included a picture of her and Lashley in bed together, telling fans she was living her best life, as she doesn't seem sorry at all for breaking Rusev's heart as well as his bank account. This isn't the first time fans have seen a love triangle in wrestling, but we'll just have to wait and see where this one goes, as it seems the ravishing Russian is having a lot of fun with her new role. Hall of Famer news now, as Mike Johnson of PW Insider reported this week that 2012 inductee Edge is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, on what is being described as WWE business, the same city where WWE's head of medical, Dr. Joseph Maroon, is situated. Ever since Edge hit that spear on the SummerSlam kickoff show, there's been speculation of one more match, And these rumors grew recently when Edge announced he'd be leaving the Edge and Christian Pod of Awesomeness due to scheduling and time constraints. Last week, Dave Meltzer reported that Edge had signed a new deal to stay with WWE after negotiating with another company, and though it wasn't said who was WWE's rivals in the negotiations, it's likely to have been AEW. Meltzer also revealed that the idea of Edge returning had been privately discussed backstage in WWE, but given the injuries that forced him to retire in 2011, there's no guarantee he'll ever be cleared for another match. The timing of Edge's visit to Pittsburgh is interesting, given WWE's Crown Jewel show on October 31st, and the Saudi deal has led to many stars fans thought they'd never see wrestle again do just that, including Shawn Michaels and Goldberg. From one Hall of Famer to another now, as Hulk Hogan has said he hopes to have one last match despite being 66 years old. Hogan, who was brought back to the company earlier this year, will be a part of Crown Jewel 2 and will coach 5 WWE superstars with Jimmy Hart, who will take on Team Flair. Though the former WWE champion is set to get his 8th back surgery soon, Hogan told the Los Angeles Times that he hopes to have a match next year at WrestleMania 36 in his hometown of Tampa, saying, "I talked to Vince, and I said I really don't know if I could live with myself knowing my last match was with TNA. If I can get my back fixed, I pray I can have one more match. I told Vince, when I get through this back surgery, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life, and we're going to talk about me having one last retirement match. I'd love for it to be against Vince. I had such a great time with him in the ring at WrestleMania 19. I had no idea what to expect from him, but he's a great bad guy. His timing is great. I loved wrestling him, but everything he does hurts. When you're in the ring with someone and they're hurting you, you kind of pinch them on the wrist, and the whole match I was doing that to Vince. I was like, Vince, take it easy. Everything he does hurts, but I'd like to get in the ring with him one more time for my last match." While Hogan may be gearing up for one last match in WWE, William Regal may be preparing for a real-life fight, as he has some serious beef with British wrestling's Knight family. Recently, Roy Bevis, brother of WWE's Paige, took to Facebook to blast the NXT GM, claiming Regal was deliberately keeping him and his family out of the company. "Been told I can't go to WWE tryouts because I threatened an NXT trainer or whatever. That's bullshit. The bottom line is, William Regal, we heard he was slagging my family off," claimed Roy. "A lot of wrestlers told us he was slagging us off, calling us poutine scum, and my dad's a gangster. I mentioned to Mr. Regal, what's your problem with my dad? What's your problem with my family? Why do you keep blocking us? If you got an issue, I'll come on my own to meet you at any venue in the world and we can have a chat about it. Or a shoot fight, whatever you want to do. Kick the shit out of each other, shake hands, get done with it." He messaged my dad and was really nice to my dad. I messaged him saying, "It's done, thanks a lot. Men like to speak to each other because that's what most men do. I'm not a yes man like most people you hire. I don't know why you keep carrying this on." And James Mason, who also works for Regal at NXT, a good friend of mine, slept with the mother of my child a year after we split up, which is fine. I asked him man to man 10 years ago, "Did you do it?" He said no. Then I found out he did. At the end of the day, just be honest in life. I would never change who I am. I'm a mental health advocate because I've been abused and beat up as a child. And you're not going to break me, mate. I'll just carry on doing the indie scene because the UK Hooligans are the best tag team around, the best known tag team. You're never going to stop me doing it. At the end of the day, you should pick people on talent, not because they give you a little twisty. I will never do that. If I never go to WWE, I never go. That's fair enough, but don't keep talking shit and blocking my family." Regal didn't directly respond to the claims on Facebook, but did address them on Twitter, telling Roy to give him a call if he has a problem, and also mentioned that threatening a shoot fight with a WWE staff member probably isn't the best idea if you want to get hired. Roy, who has also wrestled as Zebra Kid and under his real name Roy Knight, has previous convictions for multiple assaults and spent time in jail for drunk driving, something that obviously WWE will have considered when they've deliberated on signing him. Though Regal may not be a fan of him, one person who is Roy's sister Paige, who recently said that WWE should sign both him and their brother Zach, though Paige also said she'd be leaving Twitter, which ended up being a swerve, so it'll be interesting to see where things go from here. While Paige's time as a superstar came to an abrupt end last year, one woman who is not doing so great herself is Sasha Banks. After coming up short in her Raw Women's title Hell in a Cell match to Becky Lynch, the Boss was reportedly injured, though details of the injury are uncertain. Though Banks reportedly said she doesn't want the information out there, someone clearly leaked it, though we're still not sure when she'll be back. More women's division news now as Dave Meltzer discussed the recent angle on Raw that saw the Kabuki Warriors defeat Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair. Speaking on Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer said the plan is for an Asuka-Becky feud that will culminate with the man avenging her loss against the Empress of Tomorrow. This week's Raw saw a Champions Showcase tag team match that ended when Asuka used the green mist on Lynch to allow Kairi Sane to get the pin, though the Irish Lass Kicker took it upon herself to wear the mist like a badge of honor. For as good as Becky's year has been, it all started with a loss to Asuka at the Royal Rumble, the same woman who took the SmackDown Women's title from her at TLC 2018, and the man even referenced this on Raw, saying she's been waiting to fight Asuka for a long time. Many fans were surprised to see Becky come out on top in her feud with Sasha Banks, and only time will tell whether Asuka will be the one to take the Raw Women's title from her in the near future. Although the Empress and the man may be locking horns very soon, one superstar fans haven't seen in a while is Samoa Joe, who has been out with a broken thumb, according to the PW Insider. Obviously, this injury isn't the most serious of ailments, and Joe is expected to be back as soon as he can be cleared, though there is currently no timetable for his return. With the WWE Draft scheduled for this Friday's SmackDown and next week's Raw, could the former US champion return then? Tune in to find out. We've got some worrying news now as more details have emerged on the recent arrest of Jeff Hardy. A police report obtained by TMZ has said that Carthage police in North Carolina received a tip of a reckless driver on October 3rd and traced the car, which belonged to the former WWE champion. When they found the parked car, Hardy was parked in front of a liquor store, and Jeff was seen with 2 cases of beer as well as dried blood on his nose. Being pulled over shortly after, Hardy told police that the blood was from a fight with his wife, though a domestic dispute charge was not filed. Hardy admitted to taking 2 shots of vodka and, after failing a sobriety test, was reportedly uncooperative when asked for a breath or blood sample. Hardy, who was arrested for public intoxication earlier this year, was booked with driving while impaired and driving on a revoked license, and will have his day in court on November 7th. In a statement, WWE said, Jeff Hardy is responsible for his own actions, and though he may be popular, we can't help but wonder how many chances Jeff will get before he's let go by the company. Speaking of the law, the case of Zachary Madsen continues, as fans will remember him as the man accused of assaulting Bret Hart at the Hall of Fame. A stupid thing to do in a room full of fighters, Madsen had a court date of September 9th, but after skipping that, he was arrested by authorities and appeared in court on September 24th. Now Madsen will have another hearing on November 12th, though he isn't in custody, so time will tell whether he actually shows up. At this time, Madsen is still facing 2 counts of assault in the 3rd degree, as well as trespassing for jumping the barricade, and if he's convicted, he could face 1 year in prison for each assault charge. After all this legal drama, we're going to end on a lighter note, as WWE Studios is lining up another TV project for The Big Show Paul White. Show already has a Netflix sitcom called The Big Show Show under production, but this new show will see WWE team with ITV America's partner Think Factory Media, and has the working title Big Show vs. the World – A Giant Abroad. Although the series doesn't have a home yet, it has been shopped around to several networks and streaming services according to The Wrap, and in our opinion, who wouldn't want to watch the former world champion travel the world to dig into local mysteries and legends? With his in-ring career seemingly over, it seems that Show isn't quite finished entertaining fans around the world.